Hey everybody, and welcome back. So we are doing our last setup for January's budget. We're going to set up our debt tracker and sinking funds. So if you can hear the noise in the background, I am cutting stickers. I am getting some weekly kits done, some budget kits for January cut. So I'm going to keep feeling that. So hopefully it's not too loud because it is right beside me. But let's go ahead and set up the debt trackers. So we already have a lot of our set up. So we're just going to go to this sheet here and do a debt tracker update for the new year. See what we're starting with for the beginning of this year. Alright. So for us, we do have 4 debts that we track and try to work on. So I'm hoping to see at least one of these by the end of this year completely gone. That would be amazing. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's see. Which color did we use? We did blue. Okay, so for our debt that we have the Highlander, which is the family car. It fits all of us in it to travel and go to different places of the family, which is beginning balance has $25,177.92. So that has come down a lot since we got it. Then we have the Camaro, which is James's car, and that is down to $14,682.32. And his is the one that we are tackling, trying to get paid off first. It does have a higher interest than all the other items on our debt, so that's what we do for go to fund first to get down. Then I have student loans. No, I did not finish school for the degree I was going for. Right now I don't plan on going back to finish that. If I did, I might switch it to something else. But I have $10,519 owed on student loans. They are still paused right now, and I did stop paying on them, but I've still been putting money into student loans each month. That way, if they don't get wiped away with the one-time forgiveness, I will have money to start paying that again, and hopefully it'll be enough to knock it down a good chunk by the time it starts up again. So, and then we have medical. Now medical, I don't ever pay anything to. This will be the last thing that I will tackle to get paid off, just because we're already so tight some days. We do our minimums towards all 3 of these up here. There's no minimum towards our medical right now. But as soon as I get at least 2, maybe all 3 of these completely paid off, I will tackle what medical bills are out there and get those taken care of. But we like to make sure we track it so we know that it's still there and we need to get it taken care of. Alright, so for my debt tracker, I make multiple payments for the cars. So there's one payment due each month for the Highlander and the Camaro and student loans. For us, every 2 weeks, we will pay half of the normal payment for the Highlander and for the Camaro. It's just a way to keep the principal, getting more of it instead of the interest, and keeping that interest lower. So, and then when we get our extra debt, our extra $1,000 debt snowball gathered up, we put that straight towards the principal on the Camaro, because we want to not pay interest on that extra $1,000 that wouldn't have been taken down. So hopefully that made sense. Alright, there is that. Let's use I'm gonna use this one. So we're gonna this down here at the bottom. So normally I have about 5, maybe 6 transactions in our debt tracker here. 2 for each car, 1 for student loans, and if I make the extra payment, it'll go here. So we don't have too many that we put down here, but I like to keep track of it because in the description I'll put like how much went towards principal and how much went towards interest. Just kind of keeps me aware of where it's going. Y'all seen the paycheck breakdown, cash envelope stuffing, weekly check-in. Now I'm going to do our sinking funds and our transaction log here. We are actually going to do the transaction log side first because it is so easy. Now, for me, I look at sinking funds as a way to save small amounts through each month for things that you know you have coming up throughout the year. So we have birthdays and Christmas and holidays, car taxes, we have car maintenance things, our Sam's Club membership, things with the school going on. So different things like that is what we like to track in our sinking funds and set money aside. So that way we know we can cover those things when they come up or needed and not feel like we're pulling our hair out figuring out how to pay for these things. So let's lay down our scripts here. Now I have quite a few, and every now and then I'll go in and make sure like we're using the ones that we do have, or if we need to kind of switch it up and figure something else out, we'll go in and change them. But for the most part, they stay pretty consistent. I've gotten it to where the ones that we do have in our sinking fund categories here are actually used. We put money in them. Some of them are only once a year, some of them are a couple times a year, and some of them are ongoing all the time, like birthdays. All the time are going clothes, all the time is going gifts for family and friends that we have. So let's go ahead and get started. Categories. First up, we have anniversary. So me and James, our anniversary is in October. It's actually on Halloween. So anniversary, we already starting with $22 in there. I'm hoping by October we have $500 so we can maybe do a little overnight trip with just me and him. So that is the end goal. But if we don't, if we have $100, that's enough for us to go out for dinner. So just whatever ends up being there is what we'll go with. Then we have birthdays. So birthdays, that's for all 6 of us in our house. So usually mine and James's fall after all of the kids is, so whatever's left we kind of just use to either go out to dinner or one of us will get something for each other. So, but birthdays, we spend between $200 to $400 depending on if we split the birthday costs with one of my sisters and their kids at the same time, which is usually what happens for some of them, and they absolutely love it. But sometimes it's a little bit more when I have the full cost of it. So it just varies. We have car maintenance. Car maintenance has 10. Now this is to cover like oil changes, if we need like any fluids for the car. I want to get it saved up enough that it will cover tires, and if something bigger happens it'll have there, but it's only got $10 because we're constantly using this as well. Car tax, we have 3 that we pay a year. The first one is in February and it's usually between $80 to $100 range for the first one, and then the Camaro and the Highlander are like $300 to $400, so we'll have to save for those. Then we have Christmas. So Christmas is a big one. Actually, I have a bunch of different apps in my phone for scanning receipts and getting points and cashing those out for gift cards. which is what I used this past year to help kind of bring in some extra to cover some of the cost of Christmas. I want to say, spent right around $900 in total for Christmas this past year. But I want to be able to have a little more than that. So we're hoping to have between $1,500 and $2,000 next year, or this coming year, for Christmas. So we really got to make sure we're setting some aside for there. Next we have clothes. I feel like we're forever buying James clothes because he wears and tears through his so quickly, and then all the kids are just going through growth spurts. So we're starting with 11 in there. Now dance is for Miss Alexis. She does dance and she absolutely loves it. We have $9 to start. So we have family wrote down, and this is for family fun. We're actually going to put fun behind it. So if we want to go do something as a family, go to like a jumping place, a little bounce house place, anything like that, like a fun activity, we're going to pull from family fun here. We have gifts. Gifts is for any of my niece or nephews, friends or family that have birthdays or celebration things that are coming up throughout the year. We'll pull from gifts. Then we have holiday. Obvious one. Any holiday that's not Christmas comes from here. So like February is coming up, so we'll have Valentine's. So if they do Valentine's in class, we'll pull it from here to get them like cards. Or for the past couple years, Alexis has actually made hers out by hand. But we got 4 kids in there this year, so we'll see how that works. All right, and then we have lawn care, which we only usually use this in the summer, of course. And we have $5 sitting in there. We have medical, and this is to help cover any over-counter first aid, prescriptions, just like Tylenol and Motrin type things. And we don't have anything in there right now. This one here is my extra left over from my personal spending each month, and right now I have $71. I do have a hair appointment for January, so that should definitely cover my hair appointment, so I'm super excited about that. Then we have pets. Alright, we have $15 in there, and that's to cover like if they need medicine, new collars from growing because they're growing like weeds, like dog beds, water, food bowls, things like that. Their dog food comes from our grocery budget. We have Sam's Club, our Sam's Club membership. We have $145 in there, and I want to say it's gonna go up, but I need to check because I want to see if I can get rid of one of our cards, because I'm the only one that ever really goes, so we don't need 2 cards on our account. So there's that. Then we have school. This is to cover back to school supplies, book fairs, school pictures, school clothes, anything related to them needing something for school. We pull it from here. Then next we have vision. So we have 2 people in our house that now wear glasses, and they're on opposite years. So James will need glasses one year and then Alexis the next year, so it'll be alternating. It's how it's going to end up working out. But we have nothing in there right now. Hopefully we'll put some in there soon. Then we have utilities. Now utilities is a special one for us. Like sometimes I over budget on our monthly budget and the bills come in less than, so this here is where we'll put the extra. So on the months that the bill comes in over budget, we have this to pull from versus our savings or debt. So it's like a buffer just for our power and water pretty much, so when they come in wrong. All right, we are going to skip a line just in case I might have forgotten one or we want to add one going forward. Alright, so there's that. We're going to use these and close out down here. Now for January, there's not really any holidays or birthdays or anything else that way that we should spend in transactions. Sam's Club's not due until February or March is when that's due, so that'll be there for a little while. So I don't think we should have too many transactions coming out of sinking funds for the month of January. Now there will be a few in February. We have a birthday party I know of in February, March, April, May, and then August, September, October, November, and December. So there's not a lot of months that we don't have birthdays. So January's just happened to be one of those months that we don't have anything, which is always fun. Gives us time to put money into some of these sinking funds that if we can. So, but this is our whole January setup. So we have our monthly view ready to go. I got a new tracker here that has all of our categories color coordinated. That's how we will track them. We got our debt ready to go for the new year. Oh, our total amount. Our total beginning amount for 2023 is $65,974.24 is how much we are starting out for this year. I can't wait to see how much we go from the beginning to the end of the year. I'm hoping it is a good number. We'll see. All right, and then next up we have our paycheck breakdown here, our January budget on this side, our weekly check-in here, and as you can tell, I've already put down a few transactions on the transaction log side here, sinking funds, and the transaction log here. So we are looking really good, super excited to have this set up and ready to go. If y'all like these videos, don't forget to subscribe, push the post notification bell so you're notified every time I do upload. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below. I love reading y'all's comments. I've actually had so many new subscribers, so let me know if you're new. Just say new subscriber. I go through and read all of them and heart them and stuff, so I always love doing that. But I really hope that y'all enjoyed, and I can't wait to catch y'all in my next video. Bye-bye now.